Hey there, everyone. So, I don't know if you saw this NVC Nintendo voice chat thing that has been going around. I saw it right when it came out. It popped up in my recommended feed on YouTube, and I watched it with my wife. And when Jenna knows that mistakes are being made, uh, you know somebody made an oopsie. And this this just I wasn't initially gonna give an opinion on it, but then I saw a bunch of other people doing it. I was like, you know what? Nah. I was gonna save it for like a podcast or something like that, but I figured no. If you haven't seen this for whatever reason, and you're a fan of Fire Emblem, like, you have to watch this. It's so tragically bad. The whole thing is about a minute, or the whole section is about 3 minutes or so. But the overall video itself is almost 70 minutes. It's like an hour and 10 minutes. And, yeah, it's, you gotta, if you haven't seen it, I'm gonna give my take on it. Let's watch, shall we?
Moving to, so,
5 Altanos.
well, just hold your horses.
Oh, okay.
You're spoiling it.
So obviously we know the guy in the middle is very excited already. He is the fan of Fire Emblem. He knows the games. He likes the games. He plays the games. And he is, consequently, the individual that I'm kind of most disappointed in this entire whatever it is.
There's a couple of games coming in the spring that don't have set release dates.
Okay.
So the first of those games is, of course, Fire Emblem Three Heroes.
Nope. It's not what it's called. That is not what it's called. It is not called Three Heroes. Nope. There's a lot of heroes, and there are at any given time 3 of them, but that is not the name of this game. Oh no! And see, this is where it all starts to go south, right? I've been podcasting for almost 3 years now, and as a host who has a lot of different guests on, or even my wife who is usually only like half tuned in to the gaming world, I know that if a slip up or a mistake is left unchecked, like that, it's gonna devolve into something just awful. So the responsible thing from the guy in the middle would be, you mean 3 houses? Just right then and there. You mean 3 houses? Oh yeah, sure, yeah, Fire Emblem 3 houses. Sorry. But instead, what happens is a conversation about a lot of good game info and input that nobody can take seriously anymore.
No, you're very excited about.
5.
You're gonna get out of the gate. You're gonna give 5 out of 5 Altanos. Sure. Okay, cool.
Talk about pedigree.
Tell me, so this is the first Fire Emblem, first console Fire Emblem in 12 years?
Jesus, since the Wii, huh?
Since, yeah, what was it? Radiant Dawn on Wii.
Dawn.
Yeah.
See? Great point. First Fire Emblem console game since Radiant Dawn on the Wii. Great fact-checking. Excellent research. You did your job. Because there have been a handful of Fire Emblem games that were vastly more popular that have come out since then. And so, I'm not saying these guys didn't do their research. I'm saying there was like a very silly oopsie that happened right at the beginning, and now it's just gonna turn into utter chaos because nobody bothered to check it. And Heroes is obviously the buzzword on everybody's lips when it comes to Fire Emblem because the mobile game is so popular, and we haven't had a game out since Shadows of Valencia, which that's gonna be a problem too at some point.
The big draw here is the ability to transition from this top-down view to sort of like a third-person on the battlefield view, like we're seeing here. Which
you no longer get a switch in presentation. It like zooms you into the action, and then the other big thing is that for the first time it will feel more like an actual war because you see all the support units that fight alongside you here.
Excellent points. All excellent points. But I can't take you seriously because you called the game Fire Emblem 3 Heroes.
Are you gonna play this? Play it.
I don't know.
So good.
I'm actually.
Fire Emblem is so good.
I know that I should. So I played. What was
Fire Emblem Heroes on the 3DS?
No, was it Heroes? Was that the first one on 3DS?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay.
No.
Wait,
not
no,
the last
wait.
one. The last one was Fates, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
With Corrin.
Yes.
That's right.
So yeah.
Did you cringe? Okay, let's unpack a couple of things here. Number one, Still can't take you seriously. Number 2, guy in the middle, who evidently knows everything about Fire Emblem among the 3, is just agreeing wholeheartedly with everything they're saying. Shame on you. Number 3, Fire Emblem Heroes on the 3DS? Is everything named Fire Emblem Heroes, and then we just tack on, like, a different system title? Like, no. What are you doing? Number 4, the last one on the 3DS, Fire Emblem Fates. Nope, Shadows of Valentia. I think you forgot a little thing called Fire Emblem Echoes, Shadows of Valentia. But props, because they did know that Corrin was in Fates. Of course, we know Corrin is in Fates.
Yes, was Heroes.
No, or is that the mobile game?
No, Heroes is the
Heroes
mobile
is the
game.
mobile game.
Jesus
What was
Christ.
the
Okay.
first? It was Awakenings, Fire Emblem
Yeah.
Awakenings.
Sorry, guys.
We're
my
We're a
bad.
weekly Nintendo show right here on IGN.com.
There's a lot of Fire
look,
Emblem games, guys.
We've been on vacation for 2 weeks. Give us a break. We're still getting back in the swing of things.
No, you do not get a break. This is just lazy. Like, obviously, it's a 70-minute show that they're doing. There's a lot of games that they're going to be talking about. Obviously, you're not going to have a lot of time to dedicate to researching every single title and knowing the ins and outs. But a basic understanding of a series' history is crucial when you're not talking about a new game. All right, this isn't like if since they love mobile games so much. If they were talking about Dragalia Lost, that's a brand new title. There's no back history. Everything we have is just Dragalia Lost up to the present. Several months worth of Dragalia Lost history. Okay? You don't need to know the backstories of a series to explain that. But if you're going to start talking about like the finer points of like when this game is debuting and where it comes within the series and what that means to the franchise as a whole, if you're going to talk about what's different in this game and what's new in this game and what's improved in this game, you need to know about the past games. Otherwise, you have oopsies like this. And I don't know, man. Like, I'm sympathetic because I understand that you got to pump these videos out and you got to have these talks, and you may not be personally invested in the game or the series, but you got to at least do your research, man. It's just sloppy.
But Fire Emblem to me is sort of like Monster Hunter, where every time I try to play one, I get a certain amount in, and I'm like, okay, I've had enough of this. Like, I'm not a real-time strategy guy to begin with, or a turn-based strategy guy, and I don't know. I'm not super into Fire Emblem. I would probably give this, and I'm sorry, 2 out of 5.
That's insane, man.
So, not surprised. The guy on the left clearly doesn't really have a strong connection with the series. Doesn't really know what he's talking about. He was the first one to say Fire Emblem 3 Heroes. And, a 2 out of 5 rating is pretty bad. So, there's that. But, I mean, do your research, man. And you know what's worse with this whole rating system? The guy in the middle is like 5 out of 5 right off the beginning. And then he proceeds to prove that he knows nothing about this game or this series. Even though I feel like he is generally pretty knowledgeable, which is just all the more frustrating for me as someone who's watching this.
What makes these games, certainly in recent times, there were always kind of assists and effects where you could build character relationships and that would impact your battles, but they've really amped up the storytelling. Like when you pair up characters, they actually bond, they can get married.
Yeah.
In previous games, they could have kids and they could travel back in time. Like there were all these really cool elements around how you play the game and what characters you pair up.
Right.
Which you're looking at me like you're not gonna.
If I knew nothing about Fire Emblem, everything this guy was saying would be invalidated. Like, I know who he is. Like, I've seen him on other programs, and I know that he is a fan of the series, and he knows about the series. But he was agreeing with stuff that wasn't right. He was immediately giving a high review score when, he would then prove to know that he didn't really know what he was talking about, or he was agreeing with people who didn't know what they were talking about. And that, as someone who doesn't know anything about Fire Emblem, would put me off, because it's like, oh, well, he's just saying that. Like, if I didn't know any of the backstory here, and I didn't know anything about Fire Emblem or anybody on the panel, I would be like, oh, well, they're just saying good things about the game because the other two or the other one doesn't seem to like it. So somebody has to like it, otherwise it's a bad Nintendo game, and that's not going to look good on a show that reviews Nintendo games. So, I don't know. Everything at this point just seems invalidated, and it doesn't get any better.
Like you're not gonna.
No, you started talking about time traveling kids. And
Yeah.
yeah. Mine kind of went elsewhere, but yes,
It's so good.
yeah.
Oh man, I'm gonna have to convert you. I'm gonna make him play it.
5 out of 5 Altana.
5 out of 5 all time.
Casey, how many Altanas?
Sure.
4 out of 5 Altanas.
4 out of 5. That's your highest rating.
It
yet.
is. It's my
So
highest
are
rating
you?
so
You're a
far.
big Fire Emblem fan.
I'm not a big Fire Emblem fan. I feel like the only one I've played is Awakening and Heroes,
Okay.
and I
Heroes is
need to
very
give it
different.
another shot.
Are you sure you've played Heroes? Because before you didn't seem to know what Heroes was, and everybody got confused. So I'm not sure if that's entirely true, but yeah. Yeah, I don't know if she knows what she's talking about either. So her high score doesn't really mean a whole lot to me either. The new unknowing viewer watching this show trying to learn about Fire Emblem Three Heroes. Somebody new probably doesn't even know if it's 3 houses yet. Like, I know it came up at the bottom of the screen when they were showing gameplay footage, but like, if you knew nothing about Fire Emblem and didn't know about the new game or anything, like, how confused would you really be? Like, put yourself in the outside for a second and be like, what are they talking about? Like, this, anybody who knows about the games obviously knows this is a hot mess, but someone who's, like, completely ignorant to everything must be so confused right now, and I feel so bad for them.
Phone.
It's a mobile game.
I did wiki stuff for it,
Yeah.
but I did like it,
I
and I
thought
liked
you were into that.
Awakening.
Heroes, no.
Sorry? You're writing wiki entries for Fire Emblem? Oh, no. Oh, no. Yeah, okay. Well, listen, like I said, I'm not going to judge, because everybody's got their own thing, and she at least seems like a casual enjoyer of Fire Emblem, so that's cool. All are welcome here. But again, everything they're saying is invalidated. The only guy's opinion I trust at this point is the guy on the left, because he came right out and said it. I don't like Fire Emblem. I give it 2 out of 5. And he doesn't know what he's talking about. So, or at least comes across like he doesn't know what he's talking about. I'm at a loss for words, honestly. It was very poorly talked about. Like I said, the whole segment lasted like 3 to 4 minutes maybe, and it's out of a whole show that lasted 70 minutes long, and it's, I know that people are not going to be able to like be complete masters of information, but at the same time, it's your job, man. You know how many people would be so happy to have a job like that, where you just go on and talk about video games for a living? I would do my research. I would enjoy doing my research. I don't know what he was doing. I don't know what they were doing, actually. I won't blame everybody. Well, I will blame everybody, actually. That was bad. That was a train wreck. And I genuinely feel like the opening just kind of set the tone. Like, oh, Fire Emblem Heroes 3... Fire Emblem 3 Heroes. Yes. Fire Emblem Heroes 3 houses on 3DS. Yes. That's exactly what we're talking about. And if you knew nothing about Fire Emblem, you'd probably think the sentence I just said was completely legitimate. So, I don't know, man. It was rough. Like I said at the beginning, I genuinely feel bad for these guys. They, you know, like I said, they have a lot to kind of just internalize with all these games, and you got to keep them straight. And Fire Emblem is like a legacy series. Like, it's been around for a very long time. There's a lot of different games. The stories are very complex in certain aspects, and there's a lot of names to keep straight. I fumble on names myself sometimes. Like, I have trouble remembering who was in what game first and when they reappeared from DLC and all this other stuff. But this was such a basic understanding of, like, just the order of games. They only talked about, like, 4 or 5 different Fire Emblem games in total. One of which was a mobile game that they kept renaming. And I don't know. It's sad. It makes me sad. But I won't berate them. Like I said, it's a tough gig. You got to remember a lot of stuff. Just do your research. It's disappointing because what a newcomer would see to that would be off-putting because they wouldn't really know what was going on, and it's just kind of shoddy, unprofessional commentary. Anyway, let me know in the comments what you guys thought about that. Are you excited for Fire Emblem 3 Heroes on the Nintendo Wii U coming this spring? Yeah. Anyway, this was fun. Just wanted to get my opinion on that. It was out for a little while. I know a lot of other people have done it, but thought it'd be fun. I give that video 2 out of 5 Jeff Goldblums. Because I make my own rating system here. Yeah. How many Jeff Goldblums do you give that video? Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will catch you next time.